that's how you do a damn documentary. And I'm so glad that Megan included everybody that was talking shit about her. So many people, Joe Budden, Tasha K, Milligrams, however the hell you say her name. Y'all was saying so much foul things about her, black men included. I'm glad she included everything that y'all said, because looking back, all that shit that y'all was saying, to look at her now today, I hope all y'all feel sick to y'all damn stomach. Megan was right. Like, she needed to control the narrative. Like, people was making up so much stuff about her to the point it was ridiculous. Even she said it got to the point where the plot was even lost. Like, why y'all so concerned about who she slept with but not concerned about the fact that she was actually assaulted? Like, make that make sense. I'm glad she included Kelsey too, because to see all those videos and how close they was after Meg's mom passed away, and for you to turn out to be a weird ass hoe. Like, so many people said that her career was done for. Look at her now. For her to go through so much and have to deal with so many people talking so bad about her, I'm glad that she's now in a better place. Like, I'm glad she's on top. I'm glad she's winning. And she's going to continue to win.
Damn, they gave that boy Tory 10 years. That's crazy. And everybody keeps saying he got 10 years for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. He did not get charged for shooting that horse. In no shape or form. He wasn't on trial for shooting her. That been dropped off. He was charged for letting off a firearm. So he got 10 years for letting off a firearm. Like, he was not charged for shooting her. Like, and everybody keeps saying that. Like, y'all look nuts. Like, I was following that whole trial. 10 years is crazy. Niggas get less than that for murder. He should have just aimed higher if that's the case. He should have head tapped that ass. Bang. That was gonna be it. Like, that boy is, I don't know how much time you get, how much of your time you gotta do in Cali. Somebody said you gotta do like 60% or 50%. I don't know.
Listen, whoever put this documentary together for Megan Thee Stallion did a great job. Because I want to touch on the topic of the Free Tory Crusaders. Tory Lanez, Academics, Joe Budden, Diddy, Meek Mills, Chris Brown, and DaBaby were all featured in this documentary for a reason. And that's simply because men who abuse women support each other so they can avoid accountability for their own fucking actions. All of these men have a criminal history and a history of abusing women. So why would a P. Diddy or a Joe Budden or a Chris Brown yell out anything other than a free Tory? Because if they try to condemn Tory for his actions, they're going to say, y'all motherfuckers are hypocrites, because ain't this you putting a pause on Cassie, putting a pause on Tahiri, putting a pause on Rihanna? So why else would they yell out anything other than free Tory? Because birds of a feather flock together and they always going to support each other. But let's talk about these regular ass civilian fans. A lot of the male fans identify with Tory Lanez's behavior. A lot of y'all females are coming over from a different camp just because you don't like Megan Thee Stallion, so y'all hopping on the bandwagon. But in all, I think majority of y'all are suffering from a parasocial relationship and cognitive dissonance, okay? Y'all create these one-sided emotional connections to these celebrities who don't even know who the fuck you are at the end of the day, which prompts you to have some type of undying loyalty to them, to the point where you will make excuses for their behavior. Literally, the evidence can be sitting in your fucking face and you would refuse to acknowledge it or accept it. Y'all refuse to acknowledge that he's sitting on a phone call with Kelsey, admitting to doing something that he wouldn't normally do. If you didn't do anything, what are you apologizing for? Second of all, y'all refuse to acknowledge that the state of California brought up them charges and not Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all also heard that she tried to lie and cover up for this nigga. He the one that kept talking about and antagonizing her. He brought this shit up on himself. But y'all refuse to acknowledge that for some reason.
And I'm not mad at Meg Thee Stallion for not confiding in a complete stranger. Gail is a stranger. Megan don't know Gail King like that. Hell, we don't even know Gail King like that. We got introduced to this lady through Oprah. Now, if she ain't sitting there telling Oprah she smashed Tory, why the hell would you tell Oprah's best friend? I don't even want my best friend to know I did some weird shit on a drunk night. No, I'm willing to take that to my grave. Only Jesus can get that information. I ain't gonna even tell my mother that, like, ooh, no. Why would he be out here bragging on me like that? You out here bragging about smashing. I'm bragging about not crashing my car after all that do say. You telling everybody I had Darren. Darren telling everybody he had Hennessy. These are two different bragments, people. Yeah, I don't blame Megan. Don't be telling all your business to no stranger. You don't know who Gail knows. And according to the views that Gail get, Gail knows over 12 million people. That's a lot of people to know Gail. I'm not telling you shit. Now, if you watch that whole documentary its entirety like me, you watched an hour and 15 minutes worth of this woman telling us she lost her mother, she lost her father, she lost her grandmother, and she still had to complete school and complete work. Now, how many of y'all can lose your mother and even complete breakfast? I know I can't. Right. Some of y'all done lost a boyfriend and he didn't die. He just left you and you didn't even want to finish your work week. No, bitch, go to work. Since you're talking about Megan, go to work, ho.
What we want to do. And then he was chopping up horse legs in his music videos.
Oh, look at the horse leg. That's a horse leg, bro. I think it's Megan's leg.
They said like the HGS special. What is that? The hot girl special? Is it hot girl summer? That's really fucking sick. He was constantly threatening me, and everybody was laughing, and everybody was supporting him.
LeBron is publicly speaking about how good Tory Lanez music is.
He a solid dude. No fuck with Tory. Free my boy, man. Free Tory in the fucking chat, bro.
Free Tory Lanez, so one time. Why did all the men in the industry decide that they needed to jump in?
Yo, you heard the baby smash Megan Thee Stallion multiple times? He said he did, even the day before the bitch got shot.
Was there a reason that you felt like you should, indicate y'all had a relationship or some sort? Or sorry, clearly say it is what it is.
50 Cent trolled the hell out of Megan Thee Stallion.
I don't like that girl. That's a demon, bro. My man right here, he stays in the conversation. What's up, T?
What's going on, my man? How you feeling?
You are one of my favorite R&B artists. Wow, that's it. But I got a mean, toxic side to me.
Alright, so I got probably like 3 things to say. First thing is, if this documentary don't make you cry, then I don't know what to say about you as a woman. You might need to get your ovaries looked at or something. I don't know. 2, I wasn't paying attention to a lot of this when it was happening in real time, because it was during the pandemic, and I had just like everybody else, I had my own stuff going on. But 3, I'm gonna need y'all to understand, and it's just like, I don't know if a lot of people's brains be numb, or I don't know, you're just not receiving the information. When y'all gonna understand that men defend men? It don't fucking matter what they do. Men defend men. I didn't say nothing about the Diddy shit, cause this shit dark as hell. But did y'all ever pay attention to all the men that came out and was defending Diddy? Even though they said that it was probably minors involved in this shit. I mean, the shit be right there in front of you at the end of the day. Men defend men to their detriment, debauchery, degeneracy, all that shit, all the D words. Like, it don't fucking matter at the end of the day. If it's a woman in the equation, she wrong automatically. And that's just what it is. That's what this world is. Y'all need to start paying attention, because it's not fucking rocket science at the end of the day. Y'all seen all these men sitting up here say this shit about this woman. Whether you like Meg Thee Stallion or not, right is right, wrong is wrong. And at the end of the day, y'all still gonna be supporting these motherfuckers. I can't. That's why I post my shit and go, I know I'm not that popular and I could give a fuck. Because what the fuck? Like, for this woman to be going through all of this and going to school and got #1 records and on tour, and all these men, famous men, not famous men, stupid ass men, it's just trolling the shit out of this woman. And y'all be sitting here, yeah, that's why you ain't got no man. Girl, bitch, a man is the easiest fucking thing for you to get. The easiest thing for you to get. And they ruin your fucking life. Shut the fuck up already.
So I just finished the documentary, and I don't know what type of sympathy and payola endorphins Rock Nation put into this goddamn documentary, but it worked. Bitch, I have never cried so much in my life. Like, from start to finish, before she even got into her story, I was already crying. Very beautifully made documentary. Whoever directed this or put this together did a great job. I don't even know how to, like, give a review on it. Like, it's a really good documentary. It really opens your eyes up to see exactly what the fuck she was going through. The thing that surprised me the most, though, was finding out that she had to pull the plug on her mother. Like, that fucked me up. Like, I could not imagine having to make the decision to have my mom not on this earth anymore. Like, that is fucking insane. It actually makes that situation between her and that lady even worse, because it was already fucked up for you to say it, but bitch, you should feel like absolute shit right now. I really enjoyed the fact that they kept Kelsey in this, and that we were able to see her go from a friend to a fake ass bitch. Like, we got to see the journey of their friendship. Like, you were the next bitch in line after her mother died. You were the person that she looked to, and you also portrayed her. I don't give a fuck if Megan fucked Tory behind your back. You are and will always be a weird ass bitch. Watching this and seeing how she kind of asks people like, hey, did you think I was pretty? Did my hair look good? Did my dress look good? I can tell that is a void that her mother used to fill for her. Like, I can tell that her mother used to fill her with so many words of affirmation that now that she's no longer here to do that, she's constantly asking for it. And that's the crazy part, because you can go from being this super confident ass person to being super insecure because the person that made you feel the most confident is not here. I also enjoyed the fact that she didn't touch on her relationship with Paradise Bay, because when all of this was going on, where the fuck was he? Nowhere to be found. So you're not getting no shine, sir. Hearing all the shit that man was doing behind the scenes to taunt her, 10 years is not enough. That midget needs the fucking electric chair. Like, he really tried to change the narrative, like he didn't actually fucking do it. And people actually believed it. That is what's so crazy to me. But yeah, I'm so glad that she was able to tell her own story in her own time, on her own terms, because nobody can tell your story better than you. And when she cried at the end of this documentary after getting the guilty verdict, I can tell that was a buildup of tears. That was a buildup from probably when her father died to up into this. Like, that felt like a big sigh of relief type of tear, you know? Like, that was an everything is going to be okay type of cry. And, yeah. Megan Pete, the woman that you are, bitch. The woman that you are. I always said I would never be a bitch that got on the internet and cried. But this fucking documentary? Megan, I'm going to beat your goddamn ass, bitch.
There's really some horrible, horrible people in this world. You mean to tell me that Megan Thee Stallion dropped a 2-hour documentary talking about her life stemming from the early 2000s, talked about both of her parents dying, her grandma dying, her getting shot, her falling out with her best friend, the only person she had when her mama died, all of the mental health issues that she went through. And your main takeaway from the 2-hour documentary is that she lied about having sex with Tory Lanez? So let me get this straight. Your main takeaway wasn't that celebrities are real people and that we should be more kind to celebrities. No. The main takeaway wasn't that mental health is real, and if you continue to try to just work through your mental health struggles, you will have a mental breakdown, so it's okay to take a break. No? Hold on. What about the fact that grief is real, and grief will have you spiraling out of control, making the worst decisions that you can make if you don't deal with your grief correctly? No? What about that we should believe victims up front? No? Okay, what about having the wrong people in your circle could literally ruin your life? Still, that wasn't the takeaway that you got. Your main takeaway was that Megan Thee Stallion lied about having sex with Tory Lanez. That is honestly sick as fuck. And if that's your main takeaway, you are not a good person. Like, she was so vulnerable in this documentary just for you to only be focused on the fact that she lied. And let's really talk about it, because this has been public information for almost 2 years. She said in the court of law that she has sex with Tory Lanez. Why is this such a surprise right now? I know why it's such a big deal, because y'all are not good people, and y'all see this woman openly talking about her mental health struggles and her trauma, and y'all just want to minimize it to the fact that she lied about one detail in the whole documentary, and y'all want to invalidate her struggles and her feelings, and that makes y'all horrible people. I don't make the rules. We as a people need to do better, for real, because this is just getting out of hand.
I just finished watching Meg Thee Stallion's documentary. I had to put my shades on to record this because it made me cry like a baby. But I think a super important takeaway from that documentary was recognizing the significance of being a girl growing up with a mama who was not your biggest hater. Like, watching that made me realize how much of Meg's success can solely be attributed to the fact that her mama was her number one fan. Until the day she died. Literally until the day her mama died, her mama was her number one fan. And as someone who grew up with a mama who was and still is my number one fan, I don't think I ever really thought about girls who grew up with the opposite. And so that made me feel like every girl gets a mama who wants to live vicariously through her. But I think half of the girls, you get girls like me, girls like Meg, whose moms want to live vicariously through them, or who live vicariously through them by making sure that we get the opportunities that they weren't afforded when they were younger. And then the other half of the girls get mamas who live vicariously through them by wanting to be them, by like saying, oh, you got that, I need that. Let me get that off you. Girls whose mamas are jealous of them. And I just think that is so unfortunate. And it also made me think, like, when I would meet people, when I would meet girls who'd be like, oh, I don't want to be a girl mom. I don't want to be I'm like, I don't care. I want to be a girl mama. I can't wait for me and my little daughter to be like me and my mama. But I'm like, dang, them girls who were saying that, they probably grew up with a hater mama.
A lot of people are talking about the new Megan Thee Stallion documentary, and what's really irritating me about this documentary is that a lot of people are focusing so much on the whole Tory Lanez situation. I'm so tired of this man being such a big part of her story. This situation happened in 2020. The court case got settled. Why are y'all still harping about it so much? Yes, she had intercourse with him. Frankly, I do not care. The issue is that he still shot her and almost unalived her. And I feel like y'all think that her having intercourse with him somehow absolves Tory of what he did. That's definitely not how this works. I will always have a soft spot on my heart for Megan Thee Stallion, because what happened to Megan Thee Stallion is something that does not happen to most people. And the people who talk all this stuff about her, I promise you, have not gone through a sliver of what she's gone through. And one of the best years for Megan Thee Stallion's career, she will always have to remember the fact that that was also a time when she became an orphan and she almost lost her life and lost her best friend. How could you not have compassion for somebody who went through that, right? Also, something that she had to live with is the fact that her almost losing her life platformed another artist. I feel like no one talks about the fact that Tory Lanez has a whole group of supporters who support him just because he almost unalived a successful black woman. Do you not realize how insane that is? And the Tory Lanez supporters also collectively have one brain cell, because Tory Lanez admitted to the fact that he shot her. Like, I feel like, do y'all forget that? And also, even with the way he's acting in court, he deserved time. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, y'all love to be so delusional, love to be so brainless. It's crazy.